What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fresh Podcast, where we talk about everything fresh and entertainment. My name is Drew Brumfield, and joining with me today is Robert. Robert, how you doing?
Doing good, ready to yap about some fighting games.
Yes, this is the year of fighting games with a lot of big games coming out. Avatar's coming out, 2XKO has finally been released. But the big one, as we just finished, probably, I should not probably, I saw the nursery, the biggest fighting game beta ever. Marvel Tokon has just
Wait, even bigger
released.
than Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, it overpassed six.
Oh wow.
It was just numbers that came out, yeah, some other numbers, but yes, it is most likely also because a game that blew us all away when it was announced, an Arc System Works 4v4 Marvel Tag Fighter, came out of left field exactly a year ago. Um, and just kind of took the world by storm. But it was strange of its initial beta came out with very mixed receptions, and the second one came out with even worse negative reviews. And now come here, significant improvements. So this is not
Oh
only the
yeah.
first time that a lot of people played the game, but also a lot of times people have played what is the actual final version. So without,
Yeah, I think they've got a few other tune-ups they want to try to do based off community feedback, but it's like 90% what we're going to be getting like this time next week as of recording.
yeah. So significant changes. So very anticipated game, but also like very kind of mixed feelings before going into the beta. And so, in fear of bearing the lead here, I'll just ask the very simple question of Robert. After playing the beta for 3 days, thoughts on Marvel Tokon?
It feels really good. Arxis definitely cleaned it up from like that first alpha I played. And it's got like a similar kind of feel, like if I'm playing like Guilty Gear Strive or whatever, that same Arxis feel, just with Marvel characters instead as a tag fighter, because Strive obviously is not a tag fighter.
Yeah, no, it is insane how much fun I have with this game. I knew I would like it. Anyone that knows me knows I am a huge Marvel fanboy. I, have put a lot of time into Marvel Rivals, but I've watched the shows when I was a kid. I've seen every MCU movie. I love the franchise. On my wallpaper desk right now on my computer is a like poster that I used to own of a bunch of Marvel characters. So it is just like I knew I was going to like this game, whatever it was, because it's just a Marvel fighting game. But it was so beyond that. I had a blast. I wanted to just learn, and I could tell that this is just going to be a game that, yeah, we're going to play for years and years and years. So I definitely agree. A lot of positive feedback. Um, a couple of questions I had because it is big, and a couple people maybe either didn't get a chance or just don't know if they should buy it. So, one of the biggest things with this game, again, is the fact that it is the first ever four versus four um, fighting game. Sorry. So, with that, and on top of that, it also has a lot of mechanics of how the tag works, how different your defensive mechanics, when you can bring someone out versus when you can call assist. So one of some of the criticisms I got or research is it's just kind of overwhelming. So what were your kind of thoughts of like initially jumping in? Did it seem a lot at first, or was it more simple to play than describe?
In concept, it sounds like it's a lot because it's like, oh, 4v4, you have play as one, you have three other characters to tag into. It sounds like there's gonna be a lot. But when you get into it, they're like, okay, you start with two characters. And then if you get a screen transition or you lose a round, you get another character. So you kind of slowly build your roster as the game goes on. And you're thinking, oh man, there's all these kind of assists and switching them out. You don't have to switch characters if you don't want to. If you want to play
Yeah,
the entire game as Captain America, by all means, play that entire game as Captain America. There is nothing stopping you from just having one character you really enjoy and then just using the assists just as assists.
no, exactly.
I
And
think
I
what helps with Tokon too is everyone shares the same health bar.
mhm.
So it's not like a Marvel versus Capcom like 2, 3 onward. situation where each character has their own health bar. One dies, another tags in. It's not like that at all. You don't have to switch to like Spider-Man if Cap goes down. You could just keep playing as Cap in the next round, and Spider-Man can just sit on the sidelines and launch people up in the air every now and again.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the reason I really liked it. Of it actually, when you put hands on a controller, it is actually pretty simple to play. It is light, medium, heavy, unique. You do have an assist button and a dash button, and also a symbol. So, very first starting up the game, for me, I play on actual controller versus Robert on a stick. You're using every button on that controller. And as I know people that do sticks, it is a lot of buttons, but you can hop on and just mash the X button and do great. There's auto combos. There's simplistic inputs where you can just do forward and a button, and that will do your special moves. All supers are also just two buttons, or forward and two buttons as well. So the actual execution of everything can be simple. And again, like you said, you could just play one character and make it relatively far. But I like that those extra mechanics and those extra kind of systems are there for the people that want to kind of take the game further and actually learn it and get better with it. And I do think like whenever like higher level people get a lot of time into it, or heck, even when we get a little bit more time into it, it'll probably look very different in the sense of a lot of our matches, we're kind of mainly sticking to one person at a time, also to learn that character. But I think once this game kind of evolves and grows, you'll see a lot more like people just kind of rotating out through the team of punch, punch, hits, into switch, into switch, into switch, and being able to kind of naturally rotate around the four characters. So I really like that aspect of it. Actually is very simple to get into, but you can tell very early on. It's like, oh, this game has depth in it. This game has mechanics, and there can definitely be some like dirty mix-ups or some really cool like combo stuff with this.
Yeah, that was kind of a thought I had when I played like the initial alpha. It was like this game has the potential to be some like MVC3 levels of grime.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And it's interesting because, and I never played the first beta, but when the first beta for these games came out, a lot of the hype for me went downhill because I watched a lot of people, and a lot of people I played just kind of had the saying of like, it's very stale, almost sauceless, and then just see the kind of changes to what we have now. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that they listened to feedback and really completely turned the game on its head. So,
Yeah, because like one of my biggest issues with the alpha was like tagging.
mhm.
It felt really inconsistent on when a character would like be called into assist, and if you wanted to like switch to another character mid-round, it felt like I was having to fight the game just to play as a different character. Like, oh, I don't think Cap's working. I want to switch to Iron Man.
Yeah.
I couldn't switch to Iron Man.
No, yeah, because there wasn't a dedicated tag button like there is now. Uh, so that is it's enough about. Well, no, I have one more question about system mechanics of the two games that this gets compared to, for obvious and justified reasons. Is obviously Marvel vs. Capcom because Marvel, and then also Dragon Ball Fighters because that's Arxis' only other tag game. So, a question I have for you, Robert. I know you didn't play much DBZ, but did you feel it's closer leaning to Marvel vs. Capcom, closer leaning to Dragon Ball, or neither of the two?
I'd say closer to Dragon Ball just because it's still Arxis. Because like MVC has its own kind of feel to it, especially of like its structure because they tend to do like light, medium punches, light, medium kicks. I think Dragon Ball was more kind of how Arxis stuff is typically set up.
Yeah,
So only that kind of feel.
yeah. As someone, I did play a little more Dragon Ball. I couldn't play it too much, mainly because the online of that game's terrible. Even when they put the rollback in, it wasn't great. But it's still a very fun game. I lab that. That was my like lab game because I'm the kind of person I love going into training mode, just labbing out combos. And this feels like Dragon Ball, except you don't have super dash, you don't have insta vanish, and you don't have auto combos when you're not hitting someone. If you just mash light, if you mash light in Dragon Ball, your character will kind of zip across the screen and do their auto combo until they hit something, which is how one of the first betas was. In this one, though, if you just mash light and you're standing still, your character is just going to throw out that jab and just do nothing until they get counter hit. So, to me, this feels like if Dragon Ball actually had way more polish on it and like took out kind of the BS mechanics. Again, I like Dragon Ball Fighters. It's a cool game. But I think all of us can agree there's some really degenerate stuff you could do in that game. And just like I don't feel
Yeah,
like
I've
being a
seen some
neutral.
like clips
Vroom!
of fighters. Yeah, no, that game gets kind of nuts. Especially, I've seen people say it's basically like a training mode game for them,
Yeah.
just to see what kind of crazy shit they can do in the lab.
Yeah. And that's how that game is for me. I love a good training mode game. But playing that online is awful. So to me, this is like kind of how almost I wanted Dragon Ball to play like. It is still more grounded. You're again, people aren't flying at you. Iron Man can fly, but slowly. Um, and it's not like the game doesn't have like craziness or like insane mix-ups. I played against a Black Panther, and I don't actually remember if I recorded this one because I got my ass handed to me the way she was doing overhead low side switch mix up with like her command dash. Um, and that like fighting that persevere is like, dang, there's gonna be some people nutty at this game.
Oh yeah.
Because Dragon Ball, the issue with it of getting out of lower ranks, like you just had to deal with like really annoying stuff in people's play. So this one, it feels honest is kind of a word I think it's overused, but is the best word I can think of. It feels more grounded and honest, and you can really tell of like, oh no, these are the people that put in the work and put in the time and are not just either mashing light or super dash flying at you. So I really enjoy it like that.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that too is also just it's a beta and nobody knows how to play, and then you kind of get the more degenerate stuff once the game's out and
There is
people have the time to lab it,
there is that.
find
No,
like the dumb shit.
I'm sure there will be dumb shit. I can already tell I'm gonna hate fighting Spider-Man. A
Mhm.
full screen web zip over to me, like, oh, this is great. Magic was another character that was very loyal, but that's also, to be fair, and I have some of the numbers on this. The two most played people in the beta, number one is Magic, because big attractive girl with a sword. Number two is Spider-Man because Spider-Man, and then it goes Blade, and then Doom and Wolverine. That's the top five people play, but still pretty good spread. Uh, so I have to ask Robert now that I've moved on to characters. What's your team looking like?
My team's looking like Magic, Blade, Cap, and I've had Penny on the back line for the back assists. That she's also pretty fun from when I played. But I think I had the most fun with Magic, Blade, and Cap, especially once I started finding the really dumb shit with Cap towards the
Yeah,
end of the beta.
Cap. I was not expecting. I don't know what I was expecting Captain America to be, but the insane rush down, high low mix character. I don't know what. That's not what I was expecting, because he has a special move. He has two special moves. One that is an overhead, one that is a low, and the low does not look like a low. It took me like I think it was like the fourth match of me and you fighting. Like, why do I keep getting hit by this? And I finally blocked it low once. I was like, oh, that's why. Because he like swings it over top his head, but then the actual ground spark is at your feet. Uh, Still. So, what is? Do you have an order for the team? Of because that's the other thing we didn't talk about. Of while you do have three assists at any given time, it is your first assist is your shooter, your second assist is a DP or anti-air assist, and your third is the unique, which is kind of the whatever unique to that character's button. The third one usually is like the very strong one. So what's, I guess, the order of the team if you have one yet?
Typically I was running Magic on point and then Blade as like the backup for like the shooter.
Yeah,
And then I had Cap as the DP and then Penny as like the back assist.
that's fair. Penny's bag assist, being able to just throw up random drones is very good. For me, I had Wolverine as my starter, and then Blade as my shooter. My DP assist ended up being Star Lord, and then my back assist was Iron Man. And I picked those characters. One, because Iron Man had to be on the team. Didn't matter how hard or good he was or how complicated it was. I was like, he's gonna make the team. He's gonna be somewhere on it. That was just kind of written into stone, and that's just how it always gonna be. Blade, I picked the rest of the characters, A, because they looked cool, and also because I'm like, they're all pretty easy, and I kind of wanted to. How I kind of treated the beta was on the very first day, I was like, I'm gonna learn Wolverine and maybe a little bit of Blade. But I'm sticking with one character for the most part, and just maybe switch into Blade to try something out. Day two, I had a little more time. I was like, all right, I learned Blade, I learned Star Lord. Star Lord was very good. I had a lot of good matches with him. Um, he's actually nerfed from the beta because I knew from the beta you could do the kick into gun kata like downward fall move a million times, but now you're limited to just one per combo. Um, I really liked him. I get why some people wouldn't because he is actually kind of simple. But I found some fun stuff and like mixing around with the guns. Don't know if he'll make the main team, but I was winning with Star Lord, so he might just stick in the back. And then I learned him, got a little more experience with Blade, realized how just insane his unique is with the knife and following up on that. And on
Yeah,
the
you get some nutty extensions off of that.
yeah. Also, was surprised that Blade is actually I don't know if it's just because I had the comparison of going always from him to Wolverine. I don't think Blade's not actually like that fast of a character, but he has very long-reaching like normals with the sword and has a very good spread of assists. Like Blade's one of those characters you could put in any assist. Like his shooter obviously is really good. Both me and you ran it. The DP one is not bad. It reaches really high up. I might actually, when I switch up like the order, Blade might be on the unique assist because what it is, he throws the his stakes, and then whether it's not, he'll teleport behind the enemy to hit him. So it's a really good lockdown on the combo accession assist. And then finally, I did Iron Man again. It had to. So the last day is when I actually tried to learn Iron Man, and I, in training mode, got some pretty decent combos. I don't think I landed a single one. I think in this recording, in our recordings and in our footage that we'll be playing over top of this, there might be one Iron Man match, and I don't even, it's not even that impressive. But I was like, I gotta do it and just find the best one I could. So he's definitely one that I will need more time with. He's has some really fun like flight cancel combo. All of his specials you can hold up and cancel into his jets, which is great if you actually like know what you're doing with him. There are a lot of times where I kind of messed that one up, but that is kind of the fun about it, of learning people and gaining.
Yeah, that's kind of a similar struggle I had with like Magic, is that there's like a lot of setups you could have with her portal. They could do like discussing stuff with like combo extensions or just kind of tripping people up with projectiles. I didn't like work those into any of my combos. I was like struggling.
But it's still
But I've
fun.
like seen people.
Yeah, and I actually do like that I can't figure this character out in a day. It does take time to fully master, so that has been fun. Most of the roster was available during the beta, but there were a couple that weren't. Now that you have had kind of a time to play it, do you think you're gonna switch up your team once the full game comes out, or maybe add one of the people that wasn't in the beta into this?
I might swap Penny of Deadpool. I really want to play Deadpool.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if for those who haven't seen the trailer, Deadpool, I think he had a minimum of, it was like 8 to 9 references in the 30 seconds of gameplay they showed. He's just he's again voiced by classic Deadpool voice actor that I should have started talking because I immediately forgot his name. Nolan. No.
Did they get Nolan North back for him?
Yeah, it is Nolan North. Yes, it is Nolan North. I forgot his last name. Yeah, because so Nolan North was a return. It's a lot of returning voice actors playing these characters.
Nolan's not in Rivals. I think that's
Yes.
is it Alejandro Sahab?
Yes, it's Alejandro Sohav for the Rivals, but Nolan North is returning. Same with Steve Bloom. I think the only ones that are the Rivals that are also this is the guy for Iron Man and the guy for Mag. Oh no, well technically, we'll talk about him more later. Technically, also the guy for Cyclops, but Cyclops is DLC, and also that guy plays Cyclops and everything.
No, it's not Cyclops. It's Phoenix Cyclops.
It is, yes. More on him later. But no, I love this partially also because I'm a Marvel head. There's so many more characters I want to learn how to play. Loki, I feel like, is the most slept on character. He looks so cool in this game, but I feel like the only reason people don't talk about him more is because he's on the same team as Blade and Deadpool.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to talk, and those are cool. Blade's on my team. But Loki's like, bro, he's doing like
Deadpool is Deadpool and Blade has Aura. What does Loki have?
he's got his clothes, he's got a staff. He's using both fire and ice magic because he's a frost giant, but also in Old Norse mythology, he is the god of fire and mischief. It also looks like he's using Surtur's sword. He looks, I think it'll be fun. He also will probably be like some kind of like mix-up character given what Loki
I
is.
hope he is.
So I'm hoping that like Loki's gonna be fun, and whether he actually makes the main team or not, there's no way I'm not learning a little bit of how to play Carnage. Another character we've always seen like less than a bit of gameplay on, but he looks insane. Carnage is just like amazing, and I really actually like that it's Carnage and not Venom. Because
I feel like Venom's usually the go-to with this symbiote.
Venom has just been kind of like super popular in recent, especially since they're more going for the like lethal protector vibe, and he's more of like an anti-hero than an actual villain, which is fine. Venom's great, and he's cool and all, but like, I really think for the villain team, I love that it's Carnage because Carnage really just hasn't got a lot of spotlight, and I just love how insane he looks with all of his razor blades, his teeth going everywhere. He's like 150-meter super, looks like he turns into a giant like symbiote shark. That's actually like, yeah, that alone is putting him on the team. I don't know how he plays or what's he gonna do, but he's making it. Yeah, it's just so many cool characters, and I feel like it has been the thing that people have been asked for a while, because ever since Marvel's Capcom Infinite, there just really isn't a Marvel fighting game, and there hasn't been. And while I'm hoping that Capcom will eventually take the reins back and try again, these characters look so good in the Arc System Work style. Like,
Yeah, it's something that they made a big deal about when they did the reveal, was that when ArcSys was announced that they were doing this project, they wanted to make them feel like ArcSys like interpretations of the Marvel characters rather than kind of copying what Capcom did.
I know.
So I like that they're more kind of out there with how the character designs are compared to how you would typically see like Iron Man, because Iron Man looks radically different than how you typically see him.
I think Iron Man has the most like anime influence than anyone else. And a lot of them do.
And the rest of them are pretty fucking anime too.
Yeah, but Iron Man literally is a Gundam. And I'm just like, it's so cool. I'm so like, he's my favorite superhero. For if you couldn't tell that already, for most of this. But he's just so sick in this game. And speaking of Iron Man, immediate segue into this. Top 3 themes in the game is Iron Man's theme in this game. Arc System Works kills it with the music every time.
Yeah, I listened to some of the tracks, and they do the thing they do like in Guilty Gear, where they make a lot of tracks that just feel like something that character would like listen to.
Yeah. Oh my god, Iron Man.
You especially get that like Star-Lord.
Star-Lord is also really good. Star-Lord sounds like something out of like Devil May Cry.
It
uh,
does. I mean, he's got Rainstorm.
yeah, and I'm like, you guys just made Dante, but only in gunslinger style, like just Dante without the sword. And again, people wonder why I'm playing Star Lord. I'm like, because he's just Dante. He's just doing Dante stuff, and that's cool. Star
He's
Lord.
got your wacky wahoo spaceman.
Yeah, exactly. They just made him. I don't get it, man. That first beta must have just traumatized people because I think Star Lord was like kind of broken that first one. But like, I don't get why more people aren't playing him. I had one other match where it was against another Star Lord. And I recorded that because it was actually a pretty good match. But yeah, it was like the only other one I actually saw that had Star Lord on point. He's fun in the game. I don't care. He has a very good thing. The other two that I wrote down for very good songs. Magic's is really cool. It's
Yeah.
super heavy metal. It was sick.
They
Uh,
do kind of thing of like it kind of reminded me like a Falcom track where it started out having like rock orchestral
yeah,
and then it started to go more into like heavy metal with a bit of screamo towards the end of the song.
I think that's so perfect for Magic's character. I think that fits her like so well, especially because I think her theme will also play a lot of times. A character with theme will play if they win. I think hers a lot of times will start if you go into Dark Child, uh,
Yeah.
which is sick. Uh, but I think my number one favorite, Magneto's. I think it's called something like Song of Rebellion. It's so cool. It's this like um again, it's rock, but it's like heavy orchestra rock, and it's the sickest thing ever. Uh, I know
So I'm a sucker for those kinds of tracks.
let me just really quick look it up because I need to find the name of this song. Uh,
There's like a playlist on YouTube of
I
all
know,
the
yeah.
character themes.
All for My Brethren. That's the sickest name for a Magneto song. All for
That's
My
kind of raw.
Brethren. That's raw as shit. I fucking. Uh, Low key, I almost put Mag on the team after I heard the song. I was like, this shit goes so hard.
No, that's 100% valid.
Yeah,
Sometimes the character's theme is so raw you gotta play them.
he's on. Uh, that's actually another character I did want to talk about. I didn't spend a lot of time. I really only had like a few matches with Magneto, ironically against you. Um, he's fun. I don't know if he'll be my character, but I do actually respect. I kind of skipped over this topic, but that the fact that that these characters, it would have been really easy to just copy their playstyle right from Marvel vs. Capcom, but a lot of them don't play like that at all. Magneto is definitely the biggest example because Magneto, if you've ever played any of the Marvel vs. Capcoms, is a super fast flight character that has a tri-dash that can go very quickly overhead low and just mix you up and get all the way on the other side of the screen very fast. Fan favorite character, has been that way for a while, and that's great. But that's not really Magneto in the comics. That's not really how you think this very old man with magnetic powers would play. No, and Tokon doesn't do that with him. The way he plays in this one, he is kind of a trap zoner. He will throw out debris on the field by just shooting at projectiles, and then he can
Yeah,
manipulate.
fuck you.
Yeah. And he can manipulate that debris like by enhancing his like special, with bringing it in, pushing it back. If he hits you with certain moves, he will magnetize you, which makes you come in closer if he does his command grab, or have different effects on his hits. And I think this feels more like how Magneto would play. He still has like an 8-way air dash and everything, but it's not really his gameplay. And I respect that, like, yeah, they don't try to just copy or take other people's homework. They're kind of making these characters unique. There are some that are pretty similar because Hey, let's be honest. Wolverine is not going to play anything other than just a very feral rushdown character. Because what else do you
Yeah,
do with Wolverine? They did give him a projectile. I'll give him that. It
it's a kind of
sucks.
a weak one.
It's a
Like,
very bad
yeah.
projectile. Don't use it. But he has it. That's another one. But yeah, it's. I like.
What's his projectile button? The tag button. Just
Yeah,
tag to somebody who does.
yeah. Get him out. That's the other thing. Wolverine. I really like him as a point character because he has very unique things of any of his main combo ender can either shoot him down to the ground or at the wall. So he is a very good character for building the rest of the team up, and when the team is built up, you put it back down. It is good because Wolverine also, I think, has the worst assist in the game. I really like him, but his projectile assist just isn't as good as others. His DP assist is probably his best one because it's armored, but it doesn't
That
actually.
checks out.
Yeah, but it doesn't reach very high. Like compared to Doom or Magneto's, that their DP assist shoots all the way across the screen because they fire a projectile up in the air. And then his unique can be pretty good for locking people down because he hits them and then he does his like berserker rah 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 at them. Uh, but the problem is if Wolverine doesn't hit that first hit, he just kind of stands there. And the unique assist is a very valuable spot where like Blade basically does the same thing, except he throws a
Better.
projectile at him. Yeah, so he doesn't need to be right in your face. So I like Wolverine, but I think it's don't know where he'll if he's not on the main team, if he's not the first person, I don't know where he'll be on the team.
Yeah, he'd probably just be just your point. Like, all right, build the team, get out of here.
Yeah, all right, switch off Wolf. So he'll work. I definitely will still play him, but we'll have to see how long he lasts. Speaking
Yeah,
of,
it's pretty easy to build the teams in Tokon. Like, if you're aiming for it, you can build your team pretty quick because the characters do have pretty good resources to get the opponent to the wall. And then if you do like a light DP or hell, I think if you just mash like the X, like the light combo, it ends on something that like wall transitions.
yeah. So just in case this is the first time somebody is seeing or really understanding the mechanics, the way that you build your team, you do it three ways. Number one, the easiest, you lose a round, so then you get a person. Pretty simple. Or, as we were just saying, if you finish your combo, every character has a combo in that will wall splat or will break, depending on the stage. Some stages you will launch them across the screen and then you'll both end in neutral, but you'll get a green pip back, which is how you use your assisting combos. Or, and you also get access to that character. Or, if there is no stage transition at that, because stages are very different and very important, they'll just get slumped on the
Yep.
wall. You'll still get the character, but you can continue hitting them.
Yeah,
So,
and what I've noticed too is like if you're playing on some stages, you can transition the stage so much that you end up at a wall.
yeah. So I think the average is most stage has like three areas, like one wall or one transition and then one stage. But some, like the X Mansion, have no transitions. It is just the front area. If you hit them on the wall, they will slump. Exact opposite though. If you go to Nowhere, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy stage, it has no end. You can just keep hitting them all the way across, and you'll just end up at the first one. It's like a circle. So that's another very interesting thing. I wanted to ask your opinion on how do you feel about the stages, because depending on what stage you have, that can actually kind of change your playstyle and maybe even like who you pick on the team.
It's like a 2D version of like Tekken to me because if you've ever played like a Tekken game, you see like a lot of stages have different characteristics. Like the shape might be different. Some of them might be like an infinite stage or the walls like way off to the side. Sometimes it's the floor that breaks. So it's kind of interesting to see like that more like a 2D fighter. Like, all right, it's not like Strive where every stage you just keep looping back around if you wall break, you actually have like variety with it. So I think in like a tournament setting, there might be some stage counter picking, kind of like Tekken or like a Smash
Yeah.
game.
Oh no, I definitely can see that happening because sometimes, for example, if I'm playing Iron Man in as like the actual spotlight character, I actually prefer it if the wall breaks and I transition because Iron Man has really good projectiles, a good neutral, and it's better for me if I cash out, get a green pit back for assist, and we reset to neutral while I have the advantage. Versus if Wolverine is on my lead, I definitely want the wall sum. Not only because everyone gets this, but it's better combos. Uh, I don't want you to be in neutral. I don't want an area for you to back up with Wolverine. I don't have a good projectile. I need to be in your nose. So it'll be kind of interesting on what stage you do of how do you actually play. And at first I thought
Yeah.
like that's gonna be really annoying of constantly like, okay, I'm on this one. I have to maybe I should switch to this guy, but I actually really kind of liked the aspect of oh, where am I and how can I use the environment to enhance my fight? Because do I even want my other characters for this? Or
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
yeah,
It's like you can kind of decide if you really want to bring out more characters, like end your string early and just have more assists, which means more meter, because you only have as many bars as you have characters to tag into.
yeah. So that's the other thing. You'll kind of have to learn almost different combo routes to be like, okay, I don't actually want it in this in my normal way because I don't want to break the wall and then reset everything. I want to keep them there because it's way easier to get the second hit if they're stuck in the corner. It's an interesting way to use the fighting game corner, and it's kind of like I've always said, fighting games have a very interesting relationship with the corner. By far, the scariest one is Street Fighter Six in the corner. Street Fighter Six, if you were stuck in the corner, you're fucked. Just give
Throw
up.
loops, throw
Yeah,
loops, throw loops.
those. Oh, he did drive impact. Oh, it's okay. I'll block it. Nope, you blocked it, and you're even though you blocked it, your back hits the wall. He gets a different kind of combo. Oh, you're burnt out. And he did that. Well, now you're stunned, and he will just kill you. You just put the
He's
controller
just
down.
gonna do critical art or whatever.
Yeah. You're dead. And then Strive also, you would think, oh, the wall's gonna break if this combo goes for too long. Yeah, but Strive is a killing game, man. You get like 2, maybe 3 hits if they do optimal combos with Strive. You don't actually
Yeah,
want
and that's post nerf because it used to
Yeah.
be like a string or two if you're lucky.
dude. I'm a degenerate. One of my characters in Strive, I'm not as much a degenerate as you. You play Leo, but one of my characters is Slayer. I literally would only have to hit people twice. And if I had 2 bars, I didn't even need the wall break. I just did his like basically raging demon super, and that did on that super raw would do 70%. It still does 60%. That's after all like the damage and everything. It's insane. Uh, and then you have this game where sometimes corner's not that scary because if they don't end their combo right, you're gonna go back to neutral. So it's fine. But you're on the X-Men stage. Oh, now this corner's terrifying. Because not only like track, if he hits me, it's twice as much damage as any other stage. Because he could use the wall to extend his combo now.
Yeah, I know like on some other characters or other stages, you can like if you end it with like a medium thing, it won't like wall transition. Like you might have them hit the wall, but you won't break it. But if you do like the light version, like if I say like if I'm doing like a magic combo, I take someone from like the one corner to the other. If I end it with like light DP, then it'll do the wall transition. But if I do like medium, then I can keep the string going a little longer.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, the way that like the stage will come into play is something that we really don't see in a lot of 2D games, unless you count Smash. But Smash is specifically a
It's a
platform.
platform fighter. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, which that one, yeah, of course the stage matters. It's a platform fighter, and then, like you said, this definitely does feel more like kind of Tekken inspired. How stage picking will work. So it'll be interesting to kind of see that in the development of counter picking, or maybe even switching up the order of your team depending on what stage you are.
Yeah. So there's a lot you can do with the game that you wouldn't normally see with like Arxis stuff.
Yeah. Definitely a bold decision for it, but I still very much enjoy the game.
I think they needed to do something like bold like Tokon.
Yeah.
Like it definitely is how it stands out amongst like, again, we're going to keep saying this, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, and that was kind of the expectation of when this was first announced of, is this going to just be Marvel vs. Capcom plus another guy? Just with four. And honestly, they probably could have done that. And it still would have sold it. Because it was Marvel characters and that's what people know. But taking this kind of big leap and then adjusting for, all right, this didn't really work, but we'll fine tune it to make it actually fun, will not only make more people like it, will definitely make it kind of stand the test of time a lot longer. I did want to we've been very positive about the game because we do enjoy it. I did actually want to talk about a few negatives before we go forward. Kind of the big one, and the one that affected me mostly, was the PC issues.
Yeah.
So, and this is not uncommon for Arxis side, that is something I've learning, is that the PC version of the game just didn't run well. Online was bad for a lot of people. They couldn't even try it because the whole Windows with Linux. Because my original plan was, I'll get this on my Steam Deck so I don't have to pay for PlayStation Plus or whatever, the service. Tried that, it just doesn't work on the Steam Deck. And even if I were to find, which I did think I actually did find a workaround, so I do think you can get it. It just, the online is worse, and it would just look worse and run bad.
Yeah, the rollback was kind of bugged.
So that's very unfortunate. I did see that they have posted that they are fixing that, but it does kind of like put a bit of a sour note because the game is very fun and I want more people to try it, but
something with how they like optimize the game or lack thereof is the issue. I know with the beta they layered on like a bunch of different anti-cheat stuff, and it was all like a single CPU core, which I'm not going to go into how memory works, but essentially you're overloading one core of your CPU, which makes the game kind of lag a bunch. Like I had to turn the game down to medium, and I have a pretty beefy PC just to make sure it doesn't like keep stuttering. And like when I first booted the game up, granted this only happened the one time, but it was stuttery as hell for like a good 5 minutes until I guess the shaders compiled. Then it was fine after that, but that game is unnecessarily taxing, and I think a lot of it's kind of like Sony's stuff bogging it down because you don't typically get that in Arxis PC ports. Because I've been playing most of my fighting games on PC because I don't want to pay for the online, and most of the time, pretty solid like PC versions. I think the only like real jank ones is like UMVC3, which is like an older one. Like more modern fighting games, I've not really had like issues with.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but I also kind of had the realization of like, do I even want to do this? Because as someone who I don't really own a gaming PC, I have a Steam Deck. I'm like, I don't want to do this, so I just kind of bite the bullet and said, I'm gonna get my refund on this, and then buy it on PlayStation 5, and then just get PSN Plus for when I play it. Worked out as well because there was another fighting game, Avatar Legends. Even worse, got delayed only on Xbox. My traditional thing I'd play. So it's like, I guess PlayStation is just what I play fighting games on.
Yeah, typically that's become like the tournament standard. Like in Xbox 360 era, people played like Street Fighter and Marvel on 360 and like Tekken, but then when the PS4 generation came, that's most people jumped ship to PS4 after the Xbox PR fiasco.
Yeah,
And that was around the time when PlayStation and like Evo were partnered. So because Sony was helping fund Evo, then they would play most of their tournaments on PlayStation systems. So that's kind of how like PS4 and PS5 are more or less the tournament standard system.
yeah. And Xbox just needs another Killer Instinct type game, just to like
Just to
really
have fighting games on Xbox again, yeah.
exactly, yeah. So I hope they get that. I wasn't even a big Killer Instinct fan, but even I could just be like, it needs that. Xbox does need KI. Um,
Xbox needs something, man.
it really does. It really does. The other, this is kind of more a nitpick complaint, for me, and I don't know if you've heard about this, but one of the main like defensive mechanics is I forget what it's called, but it's you can use your assemble gates, like your little green pips, to if someone's in a block string, to bring out the other character and smack your guy away. And it kind of works as like I guess like a DP.
It's
To,
like a
get-
burst, but you have multiple of them,
yeah,
sort like a fully defensive like Guilty Gear burst.
yeah. So I don't mind the mechanic because with a game that doesn't have a push block, you do need something to get these people off. And you actually are even given a very big and a very rewarding thing if you counter it, because you can do the but I never got good at doing this, but eventually I'll get better at it, hopefully. You can use your characters to come in and smack them as well, and now they are locked out of their assist, which is a very detrimental thing to happen to you, because your assists are very important, very strong, and when you're not mid combo, come back constantly. So you very can easily overwhelm someone if they don't. I don't
Yeah.
have an issue with that. That's fine. I have two issues with this mechanic already. Number one, if the cross like a symbol thing, I forget what it's called, but if that defensive thing happens and I block it, so they do it too early, or they do it against a projectile and I hold back and block it, I still can't punish them. That to me feels wrong. I should be able to. I blocked your big alpha counter thing. I should get some kind of. No, it pushes you back to neutral. In fact, if anything, the other person might be plus. I get
Yeah,
that.
that's like a thing of like bursts and Guilty Gear is that if you predicted their burst and you blocked it, then you were able to press your advantage further.
Yeah, and I feel like if you block it, you should get it. Also, that move, I get it's connected to your green. That move comes up way too fast of how often people can just push you off of them. Um, my other big one is the fact that if you don't block it, uh, it can hit you, and it'll actually cause you damage. Not like gray, like it will take numbers off. And I'm pretty sure I never lost a round, but I really want to check: can you actually lose a round by if somebody hits you with that? Because if that's the case, that feels wrong, and I would hate that. Because the
If it
whole
doesn't consider like chip damage, then there's a good possibility.
no, it's like real damage. That's why I'm like, if you were to lose a round just because the other guy held back and then just threw that out, and also even if you were to block it, that I don't like that. I
So
really
I'd say that one shouldn't really be the round ending kill.
yeah. I really hope that that's kind of the only mechanic that I hope does kind of get changed a bit. I don't mind you having this defensive mechanic because there's a lot of overwhelming shit, and you do need something to be like, get the hell off of me. Um, it's the one thing that I actually do kind of wish was just straight stolen from Marvel vs. Capcom. I like that they're doing their own thing and all this, but like, I don't know why a lot of tag games are kind of against a free push block. Because that's Marvel vs. Capcom's kind of big defensive mechanic. It seems so simple, but you could just push block everything. But a lot of tag games, it either costs a resource or there is some other like indication that does it. Like 2xKO, for example, it's only a 2v2, but the way that you push block in this, the other character has to come out and do it, and then the other character does their like after hitting something like kind of taunt. So that means if you mess up your timing, uh, or somebody hits you immediately after you push block them, you're getting happy birthday. Versus Marvel's Capcom, you can smash it all the time and it's fine. There's no indicator. Even if they do get around it, you're still just blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, in a slew of a million system mechanics, that is kind of the only one where I'm like, I don't love this one. This one I feel like will be the one that, like, if we talk about this game like a month after release, that's the one I'm probably gonna still be complaining about and hating.
Oh.
What about you? Was there any like either system mechanics or just things about the game that either maybe not even you hated but did kind of rub you the wrong way? What do you have any negatives about this game?
I think my biggest thing is when you switch characters, your assist order switches around. So
Yeah,
like sometimes if you're like used to assist being like, oh, I like Blade on forward assist. If you tag into another character, Blade's gonna move to a different position, and suddenly you're having to refigure out where everyone's assists are. And like I'm not entirely sure how they'll go about fixing that. But I think that's like one of my most frustrating things is having to be like, oh shit, what assist does what now?
yeah.
If I'm like wanting to switch to like a different character.
I had that issue if I were to, because sometimes if you either mash the button too much or because there's 8 buttons basically, you get confused what's assist and what's tag. If you accidentally like if there were times I accidentally brought an Iron Man and I lost that round. Not even because I don't know how to play Iron Man. He is my worst at 3. That's not the problem. It's because that just messed up the order of everything. Like Wolverine's on unique now and Blade's on DP and just like I'd messed this all up. Everything is wrong. So yeah, that is some, and I don't know if that is more of a does the game need to fix that, or is this a um just a skill thing of just like, yeah, you gotta, that's a choice you have to make. If you are gonna switch around, it'll mess the order up. So I don't know, but I do get that one, especially if you accidentally brought someone in and then that just throws your whole team off.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, if I want like Blade on shoot, I don't want him to suddenly be on unique assist, even if his unique assist is good. That's not
Yeah,
what I have him on the team for.
yeah. It basically means that if you want to really keep one person on one assist, you kind of just have to never touch them or bring them in. You just have to kind of work around everyone else to just, all right, I'm not, Iron Man's not coming in because Iron Man needs to be on shooter or needs to be on assist. So you have to just mentally just don't touch him. Don't bring him in unless he's just for the assist.
Or if you're gonna call assist, just call a neutral assist.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but still, a lot of these kind of more either nitpicks or even things that like we need to improve. I still think the game is very fun. The last kind of topic that I had to talk about the game was DLC hopes, and I know that is crazy because the game's not already out there, but they showed off one character mainly because the game will probably be data mined. So like here it is before you guys just unveil everything. uh, as we mentioned earlier, Phoenix Cyclops. Which I think is really cool because Cyclops has just been on a generational return trip lately between X-Men 97. He's going to be coming out in a movie later this year. He is really fun. He's now in Marvel Rivals. So yeah, Cyclops can officially be cool again. And I like that it's not normal Cyclops. It's villain Cyclops, which is fun. It's a different take on the character. And I wanted to ask you, what are some of your DLC hopes that aren't in this base roster?
I'd say my biggest pick would be Doctor Strange because he's just one of my favorite Marvel characters, and I never really like clicked with him when I played like Marvel versus Capcom. So I'm hoping that like an Arxis interpretation of him might be a little more enjoyable for me to play as. Because I know like portals is an entirely unique thing given magics here, but there might be something with his magic that, you know, could make him a lot more unique in that aspect.
No, it's fair. It is. There are like some very big Marvel heads that aren't in here. Strange, obviously, being one. The biggest one for me is that you do have an Avengers team and you don't have Thor.
No.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
just
Thor's not in the game?
Thor's not in the game.
Yeah, there's no Thor, there's no Widow, there's no
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
no,
Hawkeye was in MVC.
no. So, and again, it's only a 20-person roster, and Marvel is huge. Um, so you could only do so much, but it is, yeah. There's still definitely a lot of heavy hitters. For me, um, obviously, I just said Thor. I think Daredevil would be really cool. You even see a hint of Matt Murdock in one of the stages. He's in like a window, which someone did point out something very funny to me of why does Matt Murdock have to look out a window? I do not have an answer for that, but he is. So that's very fun. I think Daredevil would be a good pick. Because of Phoenix Force Cyclops, I was thinking of what other characters would kind of fit that mold. I hope Jean Grey never touches this game. Just gonna say that out loud. Jean Grey is not cool in NVC or many adaptations. Don't like her. But what would be cool is if you actually get Emma Frost. I think Emma Frost would be really cool, and having her like have like a diamond form, and that's her unique that she can shift into this mode for a period of time. Could play really fun.
How do you think like a Psylocke would work? Like a Arxis interpretation of Psylocke specifically, because she is in like MVC 2.
You know what I bet she would do? I bet she would be a rushdown version of like Morgan from Marvel vs. Capcom. See, because you know how Morgan can have like a clone appear on the other side. I have
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling that Psylocke's gameplay would involve like her making a copy of herself over there and like hitting you into it and then back to herself. I think that would be really cool.
Mm.
I'm trying to think. I had others. I'm looking at a screen. Yeah, we mentioned Hawkeye. He'll probably be in it. The other very weird one I found, only one Guardian of the Galaxy is on this roster, and he's
That's
kind of
Star-Lord.
yeah, he's kind of shoehorned in with the other Spider people and Miss Marvel. And I'm like, I mean, he's cool. I'm glad he's here, but also, what are you doing? How many times have you talked to Spider Man? Um, so yeah, I would love to see. I think they could do a really fun thing of Rocket and Groot are one character, and it's just Rocket riding on top of Groot. Like Groot is
Yeah,
the main.
Rocket's in UMVC 3. I don't remember if Groot's in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Groot has never made a fighting game debut. That's the other thing. This is the first fighting game debut for a lot of characters. Blade, for one, even though he has been heavily requested for a while, but was not in MVC because, I quote, he's too similar to Dante.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, no, it's bullshit. But I'm glad he's here now because he's awesome. This is also the first.
Yeah, fuck you, Dante.
Yeah, not what I meant. This is the first appearance for Magic as well. Oh, I actually forgot. I had one more complaint about this game. I forgot to mention. Danger's in this game on the X-Men team. Oh, also another person. All the X-Men, specifically Nightcrawler, should be in this game. Nightcrawler's awesome, but Danger's in this game. Now I don't care that Danger's in this game because I didn't know who that was, but I looked up who Danger. Yeah, and no one did. She's a very obscure Marvel character. Ironically, she's actually in one of the latest episodes of X-Men '97, and that was very fun to watch. I'm like, oh, I know this now. But when she was announced, I was like, well, shoot, who is Danger? So I looked her up, as probably many people did, and I was like, oh, this character is really cool. It is the Danger Room, but it gained sentience and then became a villain, and was like, she had a really like cool design with like basically robotic dreadlocks, and was just like basically Ultron for the X-Men. But very definitely a villain, a malicious villain. And then I saw that and went back to this version of Danger, and I'm like, if I didn't if I knew who this character was before they announced it, I would be pissed. If I'm like the one Danger fan, I would hate that this is my first and pretty much only representation outside of the comics. Because this is not who Danger is. She is like in this game, she's now like cutesy robot anime girl, and she like
Hashtag
pushes.
not my danger.
Yeah, she pushes her fingers up to make her smile, and I'm just like, dude, if all I knew was the like, if I was the one dude that was like trying to preach the word of danger to my friends, I'd be so pissed that this is what they did. And I
It's
don't
like
know.
they put her on fraud watch.
They really did. They really did. Thank God 97 came out and they're like, no, villain. Just hardcore villain. She's trying to kill Professor X. That's it.
She's like, danger. I am the danger.
Yeah, it's like, let me show you what comic accurate danger looks like. Uh, so that's funny. But no, I mean, there's so. This game will probably have so many. Oh, the other character. So I'm really looking at my poster, looking at characters. This is the first ever fighting game appearance, and the appearance in a while. We haven't seen this guy in a while of Green Goblin. I'm amazed that he never showed up in anything before because he looks really cool in this. A character I really want though, and that's kind of been like forgotten for a while. Why is Doc Ock not in more things?
Doc Ock would be really interesting in a fighting game.
Yeah, I think Doc Ock would be sick. And the game kind of is missing like a big grappler character, so I think like a Doc Ock could fit that role. Maybe
You think
that's
Hulk's gonna be a grappler? I haven't seen the footage of him.
he didn't do a command grab in any of the footage, but to be fair, his footage literally showed him doing a special move and then both of his supers. So I don't have any idea. But if anyone was going to be the grappler kind of archetype, it would be Hulk. He is kind of the only one left of the roster that we haven't seen that it is, and that is also kind of a weird thing that there really isn't like they haven't really shown that like basically they're Potemkin. um. So yeah, I do actually hope that it's Hulk, even though that's not my like kind of character. Like, there's got to be someone that Seth can play on when we eventually get him on this game.
True.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful that that is Hulk, because yeah, no one else kind of like Storm, Ghost Rider, and Magneto all have command grabs, but it's not really that's not really what their gameplay is centered around. It's just kind of an extra layer. So
Yeah, it's like Leo and Strive. It's like he's not known for having one, but he has one.
Yeah.
Kind of same with Soul. The Soul's got a command grab, and he's also got a command grab super.
yeah, that's very bad because you can jump it after the flash. It's amazing to me that that super still is the way it is. I know it's not on topic, but like, yeah, I feel like Soul's super, like the one where he does the Dragon and Soul, and it's like this big, super cool animation, should be way better. It's his worst super, and it's like one of the worst supers in the game because it's very easy to avoid. So yeah, here's hope that that Hulk is kind of a command grab.
The
type.
grappler of
Yeah,
the game.
the grappler.
Even
Even
the
if
base game
yeah,
grappler.
even if he is not my kind of character, I hope that there is that still kind of character. Or heck, if not him, maybe a Doc Ock or an Emma Stone or someone. But
Emma would be a good grappler.
I think it would be yeah, and it gets better if you use your unique to put yourself in diamond form, like it gets armor or something.
Yeah, great. So like all my Emma Frost knowledge is based off of Marvel Rivals, but still, I think she'd be a great grappler.
Yeah, she's an amazing grappler in that third-person shooter. She's fucking sick. Dude, I play a game. I was popping off with her last night with Randy. They were awesome. Oh, that's another one. Last one. Ultron would be really cool, and yeah, just honestly any villain. Like I just want to see more villains. I love that there is a full team of villains, and that they're all different. Like when Doom was originally announced, we all kind of assumed there was going to be a villain team, but also it's like, hey, please make sure Magneto and like all these unique ones, because Marvel has a lot of really good villains, and that's kind of one of the issues with Rivals, at least at the time of the recording, is it doesn't it's mostly heroes. It does not have a lot of the Marvel villains. But Marvel has some
It,
sick villains too.
Smash kind of has a similar problem where there's only like a
Yeah,
handful of like villain characters. I don't think any villain characters were DLC in Smash until Sephiroth.
yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah. So no, man, let people be evil. And those are the errors. I'm really glad like Loki's here, even though this seems to be more like the anti-hero version of Loki. I'm still glad. I'm I'm okay that he showed up. Oh, okay. I want, we need our Thanoses and our Ultrons and our heck, throw Red Skull in there. Why not? Put Zemo in it. Let's see what Zemo plays like. But that's kind of all that I had for Marvel. Goes without saying, yeah, we're definitely picking this game up when it comes. And if you are listening to this and it wasn't obvious, or you have any inclination on playing this game, I think it's definitely worth checking out. It's really fun, even just within the first couple minutes, just to pick up and just mash the button. The game looks pretty, and it also has a lot of depth to it when you actually sit down and try to learn all the mechanics. I would definitely recommend Marvel Tokon
Yeah,
when it comes out.
yeah, I think it's another one of those that's like it's approachable to newcomers, but not also like too handholdy with it. Like, yes, you have an auto combo string for light, medium, and heavy, but there's a lot you can kind of start to learn gradually as you like keep playing it. Like again, you only have to learn one character, and then you can learn everything based off of that one character and do some really good combo strings. So it's not like you're handicapping yourself by doing that.
Yeah. But that is basically everything I had to say about Marvel Tokon. Hope to play when it comes out. But that's not everything for this podcast, because what we like to do on these is after I record, we tell you what we have been playing, watching, or listening to in the weeks when we are not recording this. So, Robert, is there a movie, TV show, or video game that you've been spending a lot of your time with as of late?
So just recently, I finished Tales of Grace's F. It's made by Bandai Namco, and it's definitely got some of that, Bamco fighting DNA in it, because they do
Yeah.
like Soul Calibur and Tekken. So it's like fighting game kind of combat, like a 3D arena, where you can start to do like different combo moves, but it's also a JRPG. So you still have like experience points, leveling up, all that stuff. And I really liked the characters in this one a lot, and like the story was, relatively straightforward because Tales of games typically have more, I wouldn't say silly narratives, but they're pretty easy to follow. They have like a lot of character interactions that are fun to kind of offset heavy story beats.
Yeah.
But kind of what drives me to Trails, the keep saying Trails, Tales of Grace's F is how its like characters work. Since typically in like Tales of games you have like meters you gotta manage for like your arts, but in this one it's literally just A arts and B arts, which change up different like combo types.
Hmm.
And the archetypes are really fun too. Like my favorite character in that uses like a Darth Maul kind of dual bladed sword, but he also switches to like dual pistols. So he fights a lot like a character from Trails named Crow. So that's kind of why he was like, oh, I really like play this guy. But then you
Yeah.
also got characters that are like, oh, this guy uses magic, but he like throws his sword and then casts the magic around the sword. So like you
Oh,
would
that's
think when
cool.
you see a sword on his back, you're like, oh, he's just gonna be like, big bulky sword guy. No, he's a caster.
Yeah.
And then you get this girl that has like a rifle for like her B arts. Her A arts is magic that casts point blank. Because typically casters, they're going to be away from combat. But no, like Pascal, her deal is she wants you to get close to her, and then she's going to burn you to death.
This is the shotgun approach to magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of the characters do a lot to kind of differentiate themselves from what you would typically see out of like those kind of archetypes. So that made that game really fun to kind of learn and experiment with like different combo routes. Because if you want to, you can play that game as a combo fiend. You can juggle the shit out of things if you know what you're doing. and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, they got that fighting game DNA in there.
All right. Definitely have to look into that. You've played and talked about the Tales games a lot though. So there definitely has to be something in there. They seem cool.
Yeah, not to be confused with the Trails games that I've been bringing up in more later podcasts.
Probably.
Because I've played like a Tales of game since Arise came out, and that was like 2021. So it's been a hot minute since I played one.
I haven't played either. Uh, as for my fresh pick, for any of those who are also big movie people, you would know that this year is an insane year for movies, from things like Obsession to obviously The Odyssey. Spider-Man, at the time of recording, is coming out this week, so I'll be seeing that soon. But another very anticipated movie for me and a lot of people is Avatar: Aang: The Last Airbender, which is the movie about the adult versions of the Last Airbender crew. It is gorgeous, it is beautiful, and it is an amazing movie. It's great, but I can't tell anyone to pirate this movie. But I will say, I don't blame you if you did, because I want to talk about this movie not only because it's great, it's beautiful, voice acting's amazing, all of that amazing stuff. Love the Avatar franchise, and it comes out right with the game, so that's great. The problem is the fact that one, this movie, excuse me, was originally supposed to come out in theaters. It was not. It got turned into a Paramount exclusive, meaning you can only stream it through Paramount. Now
That's lame.
that is lame. What's even more lame than that is that they are doing it in the worst way. So, let's say you enjoy the movie and you want to support the movie directly. So you're like, okay, I can't see it in theaters. Except, oh, you could. Because if you live in either a very specific part of New York and a very specific part of LA, they showed it for a couple of nights for the sole reason of now it can be nominated for awards. Because they put in very specific theaters.
Oh, screw off.
But it gets worse. So not only do they do that, so you're like, alright, I can't see it in that, but I don't want to get the streaming service for one movie. So maybe I could rent it on Amazon or buy it on Blu-ray or buy it just anywhere to own the physical thing so I can add it to my Avatar collection. That sounds fun, Robert. Right, Robert? Except you can't do that.
Yeah.
No, bad.
No
apparently.
rental.
No rental.
No buying.
No buying on Blu-ray. No anything. The only way to view this movie is either a Paramount Plus prescription or you sail the high seas of the internet and pirate it, which is very easy to do because the entire movie was leaked online multiple months before it came out. Apparently, it was emailed to the wrong person.
I think someone posted on Twitter and it was up for like a few hours.
Oh, that was a few hours enough because this can be found anywhere. Not that I'm saying do that. I'm saying you have the power to, and it's not hard. But yeah, it's a very shitty thing that Paramount did because this is a good movie, and it should be celebrated. And you know, it would have been a great way to actually get a lot of that money back, because many people saw this when it was leaked, so a lot of people did not want to buy your Paramount Plus subscription. Is, hey, what if you put in theaters? Because there's so many people that would have paid real money. And I'm not just saying it just me, because I love theaters. I know this. I've talked to so many people who are diehard Avatar fans who are like, I don't even like going to the movie theaters, but I would go to the movie theater to watch this. And it's true, because I had to watch it on my computer, and it just didn't hit the same as I really wanted to. So while Avatar Aang, the movie, I would actually rate high. This is actually my Ron pick. Is the because of just the way that this film was handled, and it just pisses me off to no end. Of every just greedy decision possible was made for this.
Yeah, who's the parent company for that?
Paramount.
For Paramount.
Oh,
that just is it.
Yeah. So I think it is
I was thinking
Paramount.
like a Warner Bros. Kind of deal because they had that thing going on with like Coyote versus Acme or something. That was in
Uh,
like hell for a while, and then it
yeah.
finally got like a theatrical version after, or I guess release after like over a year or two.
Yeah, so that did get eventually. Yeah, that actually also released like sometime this week. Um, I'm trying to remember like the full story of it, but yes, Kairi Daka was a film in development and then got shunned away, and then eventually leaked that it was, and there's such a big high fan demand of it that like, oh, okay, well I guess we'll just finish this because it was all filmed. Like the human actor, it was just they just needed to finish the animation. Because it's Space Jam slash Who Framed Roger Rabbit as if there's real people slash animated characters around it. So there was such a high demand for it that eventually they went back and hey, we did it. So here it is, and so now that's out. So that's great. Paramount didn't do that. There was such a high demand for it to go back to theaters. So many petitions signed and everything, but they just said no. You have to get a Paramount Plus subscription. And
That's such crap.
yeah, but you know, look at what their greed got them. Leaked online
Yep.
months before it came out. So I hope that this outrage and this cry, if people actually listen, and they actually take the correct lessons of this, of no, people want to support this, but just don't be like so greedy about it, you know. But alas,
Yeah, it's like let people actually support the release, because it surely can't be that much for them to just make it available to buy or rent off of like Google or Amazon or Apple or whatever.
I think it literally is just a thing. It probably is an easy process, but doing so would most likely allow them either. There's probably some version where like you actually have to split a small portion of the process with either Amazon or the company that did it. But I'm like, at this point, there's no way it's not worth it. So
It's like PlayStation with like the discs. They don't want to have to like split revenue with like retailers or anything. They just want all the profit. It's like that's the most greedy freaking thing.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it all. I hate that we're losing physical media. But that's a topic for a different podcast episode.
So I can rant for a long time about that.
I hate it so much. It's my oh my god.
That's the most rotten pick of all.
Anyway, different episode. But for now, I want to thank Robert for coming on and talking some fighting games with me, man. I love it that we can do fighting games. I love that I have another person to also play fighting games. Because me and you have been playing for a while, and usually it's pretty obvious of like, oh, if we're playing like a Street Fighter or a Mortal Kombat, like I kind of have the advantage, or if we're playing any of the 3D fighters or 90% of anime fighters, you kind of have the advantage. There's a few games where I think we are like pretty even, but I'm really glad that this is the first time that a game has come out and both of us are like we're going to be playing it from the release day, and that'll be really fun. So
yeah, it's typically there's like some variation of like, oh, one of us gets this way before the other.
So very thankful that both of us like this game, and very thankful that you came on and talked about this fighting game with me.
Yeah, I like having an excuse to yap about fightings every now and again.
Exactly. I'm sure as time will go on, we'll talk more about fighting games and have many more matches to play. And also, thank you to everyone that has sat around and listened to this podcast. And if you're on YouTube, watch some of our matches as well. Again, we chose some of our best matches, but keep in mind, this is the open beta. So we are learning the game with everyone else. And for at least me, this is the first time I've ever touched the game. So, again, hope you enjoyed. Thank you all for listening, and be safe out there.